How's everyone doing?
We're vibing.
Vibing. Let's give it like 2 minutes, hopefully. A few more will show up. All right, anyone got videos of themselves that we can start with, or should we just throw into? Actually, we can go into the. I'll share my screen. There we go. Then I saw you sent me one. That's fine. I've watched this. All right, let's start with this bout. So you said you like this bout. What do you like about it?
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this looks like a
Um,
Minobe versus I think it's Sakamoto.
it's Kamada and Miobe. Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, like I don't really know what I like Kamada's fencing, and I'm not really sure why. Um,
You don't like
and
Kamada's fencing?
no, I do like it. I do like it. Um, I like the way he sets things up. I like his reliance on advanced lunge. I don't know. I just don't know how to make it work in my own fencing, if that makes any sense. So.
Okay. Do you have videos of you fencing?
I have not as of recent, so no.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Kamada's pretty good. I feel like he's inspired by Kano. Since I'm gonna assume they're teammates. And he looks like he gets inspired. So let's see. This is. I wonder if this. I'd be curious to see if this is before or after Olympics. Oh, 2020. Wait, it's before Olympics. Okay. Back when like hosting competitions was basically illegal. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see. Right, so like Minobe is really big. And whenever he's always tip to tip, and then if he's not, if he hasn't reacted by the time you get past tip to tip, he's usually either you're doomed or he's doomed. So you'll see this. Yes, we got past here. Minobe didn't react, so Kamada like instantly takes it. I wonder if the Japanese commentary is actually any good. But he's pretty fearless too. Like when he decides to go, he sends it. This is a good trigger. So a lot of people do this and they don't realize it. But like there's always like a little retreat with people like that. This is so relatively easy to punish. So if you see people with rhythm, so he's very based on when someone plants their foot down. He likes to attack on that. On Minobe, it's a good idea too, because you're probably not gonna get parried. I'm guessing you fence pistol.
Yeah, fence pistol.
How long you been fencing?
Like on and off for like about 6 years, I think,
Okay,
or maybe longer.
it's okay. I like this. This is really dynamic fencing. Oh my god, he just got called out. Okay, so to our earlier to our previous point, this was actually like really sick. He knows Kamada wants to attack here, so he just kind of sets it up. Big retreat, and then on the advance, he just stays ready. That was really sick. I'm guessing Kamada wins this. Like, yeah, Minobe is not a super huge risk taker, so a lot of the times, I feel like every point is going to be, win or lose is going to be dictated by Kamada deciding to go or not. Oh man, it was like right there. So there's one thing, Nick Zhang, when he fenced Minobe, he was like, holy fuck, like every time you stake your hand out, there's like this invisible tip pressure. Because when he hits your hand, it's like right on the cuff of the bell guard. Like it just, it's so precise. Wow, he's not messing around. Well done. So Nobody's just sleeping on the job. That was like dead fast. We'll go if nothing comes up by the time we finish this, we'll go watch others of his bouts. I think he just looks for the foot plant, and then he already has what he wants to do with his hand. It's premeditated. Like he's got a pretty good idea of what he wants to do with his hand. He just waits for the foot plant. Let's see. Fantastic non-touch. Are they giving me yellow for that? Right, so basically when you're at a distance like this, you need at least a step to the hand and usually a lunge to the body after. So he waits till like they're roughly here, and as soon as anyone plants their foot here, well, especially Minobe, he really launches it. Oh wow, really nice. So we're about to hit that, and then he decides to close that gap. Yeah, he decides to close that gap to get to that distance, and then when he just launches it. Nobody wasn't quite ready, so since he was the one initiating, Kamada gets it. was a... What a waste of a lead. So which one? So you like his step lunge, you said, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more of an aggressive fencer, so it's like you said, it's like he's able to just jump on any distance like that he's able to, and he looks really confident in doing so. That's kind of like my main focus here, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We can look at examples after on how you can kind of implement that. So what would you rate your own footwork?
Uh, like how?
Like, let's say on the 1 to Kamada, where do you
Mhm.
put yourself?
Like a 4 maybe. I do not. I feel like my lunge is all right. My advanced lunge is like not great. I don't think
Okay.
if that makes sense.
All right, so there's a few things you can do to kind of bait people, because like he just wants people to get into that distance to where he can go from here to here to here really fast. That makes sense, right? So he's right now he's not. His tip is here with a step. He'll be roughly here. That's a deep step actually, but right. So with so he release it. This is a really good way that a lot of people do. You release the distance. If someone follows you, you can actually just really take advantage of it. But here he stays at the arm. So basically, retreat, go in. He just kind of like, I don't think he necessarily meant to get it. He extended because Minobe decided to try to call him out on it, and then he happened to be in distance. But I feel like here, if Minobe did nothing, he could easily follow up with a lunge. So it's kind of a safe way. You go pull, push, and what your opponent sees is just the same thing over and over. So they kind of get you kind of bore them to death in a sense. So this is a really shitty spot to be in for a French gripper. Oh, that's a mean break. So yeah, he started late. That's why it was a double. But his intention was to go on the foot plant again. So like, let's switch over to camera mode. Where is this? Okay. Alright, so hold on. Alright, so can you see the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, one sec. So like this was like an epiphany to me. So imagine like two people are prepping at the same time, right? Same time, go back. Same time, go back. And then at one point, someone is slightly more ahead, right? Someone boom, boom. When the pretend this is like the front foot, 1, 2. If you can, anytime you're the person who lands first, you can basically launch an attack while the other person's foot is still in the air. And usually, the actual the actual reaction you'll get is going to be a scared reaction, right? So if someone does they're faint and they're late with a low hand, it's probably going to be a 6 or even an extension. So you can kind of like premeditate your approach just based on the fact that you're slightly earlier at launching your attack. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Right? And then so right, if you have your sword or your epee, right? It's the same motion that if someone extends their arm, I'll take their blade in 6. So I'm just pinching my fingers. But if they take 6, I'm also just pinching my fingers on my way forward to disengage. So basically, you're covering a lot of bases with one action, but it's more like timing based than the actual action. Let's go back to the screen. Okay, so let's keep watching. So it's kind of what he's going on, and I know they're the Japanese. Oh, really nice. The Japanese coach is actually a Ukrainian guy. Really nice. Oh man, he is harsh. I watched him slap Uyama across the face. It was something. Then yeah, one way to counter like once really nice. So one way to counter that, right, is instead of giving a like big preps, if you do a lot of little steps, it's so hard to read. So Minobe's doing last 2 points. Minobe's just doing that constantly. A lot of way smaller preps. Just look at his feet. He's barely going past. Like anytime he's just staying at the hand, and it's forcing Kamada to have to look for stuff as opposed to just find an actual timing. Yes, he's being way more careful. Wow, so I was right. So this kind of what in terms of hand action is kind of what we talked about. So Kamada's hand was low, so odds are he will do either a 6 or try to extend. Minobe just he does an 8, which the where he hit was not so clean, but the intention was really good. So he covered 2 bases with one action. And it's a long 9 more minutes. I wonder if they go to overtime. So now, like Kamada's like onto it. He's so afraid to go anywhere near past. Oh my! As I say that, he didn't want to really go past the hand, so he just. So Minobe got really lazy on his, well, lazy relatively speaking, on his approach, and he got punished for it. See how like his foot's still in the air when he got hit. Barely a double, actually. Check out how he, as soon as he sees this, he's made up his mind, it feels. Thankfully, French grip, we can sneak in some doubles. Are you from the US?
Yeah.
really good at that. I see. Look how. Oh. Yeah. So see how hard it is. This is for Kamada to read. Like all the approaches are so careful, but every time Inoue forgets that he needs to really watch his preparation, he gets just blasted. Holy shit. So like so one way when someone's right, so all of a sudden you can't get that front step anymore, right? You can't get people to overcommit. One good way is obviously to pressure them because when they get to the back of the piece, they don't really get the luxury of being able to just release the distance and creep back in. They just kind of get stuck in the back. So it's actually super smart from Kamada to just be like, nah, I'm not fencing on my side anymore. Minobe knows that, so now he's nice. Yeah. See here, like he's kind of freaking out because he's gonna lose his room soon, so he tries a desperation toe hit, and Kamada instantly punishes. He's really good at reading his distance. Here. I think like if every time, like I'm pretty sure we could go back, and there's about 5 times where Minobe does a kind of loose retreat, and on the front foot plant, Kamada's just like a hound on that. All right, but then I guess obviously the follow up is how do you actually practice that, right? And there's moments like I guess at practice you got to give yourself a night where basically just every time someone plants their foot, you go. And then there's ways where you can kind of there's ways basically every time someone plants their foot, you try to go in, and then after that you got to try to kind of induce them to do what you want them to do. So you show them low, then they look low. That way you're able to go high, or the opposite. It depends what you like. So I like disengaging. I much prefer disengaging 6. So I would show low to get them to do an 8. Then I'll show high and disengage that on their foot plant. Do you have more questions on that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's super relevant, but like in that scenario, when do you consider like just going in one tempo or like doing like two tempo actions? Like because I noticed in that bout with one tempo actions, Kamada just usually just flushes forward, of course, but he does a lot of like two tempo like advanced lunges as well. I just like when
Typically, for me, it's based on the distance.
okay.
So, right when we're here, you don't like when we're roughly here. You don't have a choice but to do 2 tempo, right? Because you need basically 1 to get to the hand, 1 to get to the body. Right now, 1 tempo will only get you to the hand or maybe the arm, maybe the foot, if but that's more of a Minobe's thing. 2 tempo would mean like they somehow one tempo would be to the body anyway, would be they crept in about one step further, or one of them did, and then you can go one tempo.
Your screen's not shared, by the way.
Oh fuck. Right. Let's restart that. So sorry. Yeah. So. Right. So one tempo is roughly here, right? Tip to tip. So they got like you need a one tempo will get you the hand. That second tempo will get you the body, or probably like the upper thigh. One tempo might get you, like, you need a sick lunge, or it might get you to the foot. But basically, right now, you need to go 1, 2. If we somehow creep in a little bit closer, see, even at a full lunge here. Thank you, Minobe, for showing us. But see, like, that's a pretty deep lunge. He's barely past the hands, right? So to get to the body, you need to go 1, 2. But if you can somehow sneak into where your tip would be roughly here, then you can do one tempo. So a lot of those ones were where like Kamada would just flush in one tempo. It'd be like he was here and he's like, too bad. Like you kind of have to, if you're gonna go, you just have to do it. I can maybe show how to. Let's see. Hold on. We'll keep this here. 1 second. I'll see if I have examples where I do it. Just 1 second. Okay, so like when I fence Byro, like he's super tall, but like he doesn't really like use his length that much. He's actually like he's got a really short, not so deep attack. So all I did was stick to the hand. That's fine. But you see, so when I would go, well, especially against French grips, it's more distraction. But like when you go one tempo, like it sucks that we don't really have to. But like my tip was already way past his hand, so I knew I could just go in regardless of the height. See now, tip. That's fine. That's a free hand hit. We take those. I don't know if I would describe. But see, I'm kind of like he's trying to hide the distance, so I can't find it. But when I made up my mind, it's just I'm already in.
Oh, so remember when I?
Oh, hello. Go for it.
So basically, remember when you said that when I meet new people, I should be less like honest, and less like speak whatever the hell I want.
Oh, you disappeared, my friend. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get back to that dude whenever. Okay. So, did anyone else post anything? Is that all we got, guys? Has anyone got videos of themselves?
I have videos of me not fencing super well.
Send it over. Are they on YouTube or?
Oh, it's just a drive link. That might not work.
Okay, I'll send it. Can you drive? Yeah, we can try it.
I PM'd you.
Yeah, I got it. So let's see. Okay, so let's pull it up. So am I sharing my screen still? Yes, I am. All right. Well, get some hype music in front of this too.
Thanks, it's my own creation.
You're setting us up. Okay, so where are you? You're fencing here? On the right here?
I'm the person without a mask right now.
Okay, that's you. Okay.
Yes. I get beaten kind of badly.
That's okay. So, what kind of tournament was this?
Fairly casual. It was C1. This is a semifinals.
Had you beaten this guy before?
No, I've gone 14-15 with him, but I haven't beaten him.
Okay. So he's also French grip. So before the match, what's your thought process?
I thought I could probably parry his attacks because I did okay since his timing. I haven't fenced him to 15 in a long time, but I didn't think that would change too much.
Okay, and then I see you're also French grip.
Yeah.
So why? So do you usually parry?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like to. It's okay.
I
like
do
it's,
parries and counters, but I do like parries.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so your first one. So did you think at all how you're gonna draw out those parries? Like how can you parry someone, right? How? So you need someone to commit. How do you get someone to commit?
I typically just in and out until I feel like they're gonna bite. I tend to watch the torso for like the commitment.
Okay, so let's see what happens. Alright, so my immediate reaction is, holy shit, this guy's straight on his legs. So I would like to put, so especially against French grips, one of the big things you want to find out is, can they parry? Okay, so you got hit, that's okay. So let's see. So you got kind of caught. So yeah, you kind of pulled him in Obe. So you kind of like left the distance, see, like that. Then you planted, and here, this is the do or die moment. If you don't know what's happening, you need to just leave. But our homie here just flashes. I'm surprised that wasn't a double. That's okay. How recent is this video? Just for
This was last night.
Oh, last night. Okay. Oh, that's great. That's great. So don't worry about whether you're fencing poorly or not. You know, I like, if I had a quarter for every time I fenced like ass, I'd probably be pretty rich. I could actually afford fencing.
Thanks. We touched tips, I think.
That's okay. So yeah, so okay, so that's not bad. You have good reflexes. So one thing I will say is, you're not like, your hand is very static, right? There's no like, you're not really reaching to see if something's gonna happen. You're not pulling away. It's just kind of, the whole time your hand has been like super one-dimensional, which to me shows that you're not necessarily being proactive. You're looking to be reactive, which, oh, that was hype though. With reflexes like that, you're okay to be reactive. But one of the big reasons that one worked, had you done counterattack, you did this sick retreat here. Like, so many people don't do this. So that was really good. Do you remember if you meant to get that parry, or just like, nice?
I tend to like to draw attacks, and then either sometimes I plant and sometimes I retreat, but
yeah, like obviously, like you can't always like be you can't always be ready for everything, right? Sometimes you kind of put yourself in the best situations for things to work. But you see how every time you're going in, your hand is always in that same distance, right? You're doing in and out really well, right? You're sticking to that. That's really good. But man, is your hand never moving. So there's never, like for me, when I see that, I'll let you go in and out. Right, I'll let you go in and out every time. And at one point, like the only time I need to respect your attack is if you extend. Right, I never have to guess if you want to attack me because right now your hand is so static. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah,
Right, so
I
you
guess.
imagine like sometimes you do a 3/4 extension, take it away. All the way, take it away. Like sometimes you're bothering the hand, you take it away. That, as the person in front of you, that makes me have to rethink every time you reapproach. But otherwise now, every time you approach, unless you extend your arm, I do not have to respect you as a fencer.
That's cool. Thanks. Yeah.
And then see there, right, he was like, you went in, and he just kind of decided to step lunge. But which is fine, but this would have been sick if you went in and then like you decided to parry or what have you, or even just a stop hit. But overall, like your in and out is really good. Just everything else after it could use some work, but it's. I think just if you start off with by just like teasing with your hand more, that was good. But you see, like this is the first time you've extended your arm, so now that's the only thing he has to respect for now. It's a young bout, so let's see. Okay, so so you're caught. So you weren't quite sure if you wanted to counterattack or stop hit, so you did half of both. So here I just say we don't half-ass anything, we only do full ass. So these ones suck, because those ones, when you get hit, so on the first, this is just you guys playing rock, paper, scissors. Like neither of you really knows what happens, but at the end of the day, this guy got the point. So this is something, so at practice, from the on guard pre-LA, see this guy's like so nonchalant. He just casually walked up to you and yeeted himself at you, right? See that crossover there? This should be instant sign that you need to be ready. So you kind of got caught on rock, paper, scissors. These ones suck because you lost a point and for no other reason than the fact that you weren't ready. So that's something at practice. All you have to like just try not to get hit in that first 10 seconds, specifically in the middle, because all that means is you weren't ready, and A, you're not learning anything from it, and you're not really getting much info out of your opponent just because you got hit and you don't know. You're like the only thing you can say is that you weren't ready.
That makes sense.
Oh, you missed that. Oh, that sucks. I actually liked your idea. If you had a higher hand, at least a double. But he had a way higher hand.
Yeah. When
Like
we
the
spoke
idea is good.
afterward,
Oh, say that
my
again.
hand was too low. When we spoke afterwards, he mentioned my hand was a little low on some of the flushes.
Yeah, exactly. So, right, because you went here, and I think, boom. So see, he was for one. So he was a bit more grounded first, which is fine. But see how like he had the higher hand first, so he just gets to pick a spot. Imagine instead of being here, you started with your guard about here. Worst case scenario there, that's a double. Alright, or there's other efficient ways, right? So why not, like, you could do this and, like, you know, do the pinching motion as if you were taking 8 or disengaging a 6. If you kind of just pinch your way in and, like, put your hand high, you're going to instinctively just take 8 and cover yourself from that. But the main fault here is hand very low. So do you cant your blades at all? Like your tang?
Just slightly. I haven't experimented a whole lot with it.
I would experiment, like try to get your cant a little bit down. It'll help you relax your wrist a bit. Like, hold on, we'll unshare this Stop streaming this stream. Come back here. So like, see, like mine's it's not like crazy bent, just a little. But like the thing is, like when you have no cant at all, you end up having to like break your wrist really hard just to get down, as opposed to being able to just relax your hand and just kind of like pinch your fingers in to that motion. Try a little bit, because otherwise like you get a little too curious and then you end up having like these borderline illegal weapons, which started off with just a little bit. So let's go live again.
This is where I'm at right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Where you at? Okay. Yeah, I would do like a tiny bit more down. Just try it. Do you know how to do that?
More or less. One of the clubs has a table vise.
Okay, so that's perfect. Yeah, you put it in the vise, and then you can use something to leverage it and bring it down. And if not, I'm sure most clubs have someone who's pretty armor savvy, so you'll figure it out. Perfect. Okay, so let's keep watching.
Gotcha.
Also, that sucks because I feel like that's just he flash, and you kind of just missed. So that's
there were several instances where I would take the parry and then I just wouldn't hit and then he would. It felt bad.
Yeah, so that's like, so beyond the parry, right? You're in the right? So you went in, he flash, you got the parry, and then you missed. And one of the reasons here is instead of like grounding yourself like a tank, because there was another one earlier where all you did was retreat and you were still in a really good on guard and you hit him like it was nothing. But here you ended up sticking your butt up a bit and you weren't able to get a nice concise riposte. But like your ideas here was good. It's annoying because you are in the right, but unfortunately unlucky. Compared to that first one earlier. Is it here? I guess I can't find it. If I don't find it in the next 10 seconds, we'll just go back to where we were. Oh, is this one? Yeah, see, so this one works so well because the whole time you're super well grounded. So that's something you can work out. So really make sure that when you're looking for any kind of hits or anything where you're drawing something out, your main goal is to take a nice step back first. Oh, so now you're panicking a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to try new things.
All right, but you see how you're not doing a lot of things with your arm out. It's still like your arm is staying really close to you. I would say when you want to try something, like go reach forward and you'll get them to react. Because now it's still very, you're just kind of windmilling and you're hoping to God his blades is in the right place. It's honestly not bad. Like you're freaking strong. Like your arm's like a tank.
Yeah, I did weightlifting before fencing, so it worked out.
people, and yeah, I'm doing mostly bout reviews for the YouTube people. But if you guys have bouts you want to see, just send a link in the chat or in the comments if you're in the Discord. Like, that was hype. And look how like well balanced you were.
It's a big difference. It seems to be a big indicator of whether I'm successful or not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. But and that's oh, I ran out of storage. That's okay, right? So like, basically, your homework would be to just stay to really like, because you're pretty strong already, so you don't really have to worry about, am I strong enough to do this action? We know that. So your state of mind would be like, one is use your arm more, go reach for stuff, see what happens. And you're super strong too, so you can get big reactions, right? If you do a big, like you do a soft beat once, and then you do a big beat, and then you see what they do, and then just reach out with your arm. And then secondly, like actually be like grounded, focused. Like, if a lot of times, I'm sure you'll be able to do a hit, you'll get hit, and you can just be like, was I well grounded, was I well seated, and that'll fix a lot of the issues. But a big one, it would be just use your arm to go look for information and then leave. Go, leave. Then sometimes go, stay there, then leave, right? You can kind of like really vary with a one simple prep.
That's excellent. Thanks.
All right.
I'm taking lots of notes.
Yeah, no worries. Anyone else with videos that they want? Oh, we have about request posting.
I can send you one if you...
Yeah, go for it. Which one is this? December now. Seth Kelsey. Oh man, what a throwback. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's open that up. Oh, still processing. I'm just downloading it. All right, and we're here. Okay. So who are you?
I'm the left fencer.
Okay.
This is a team bout, and I had been benched for most of the day. So this was basically my first bout
Your redemption.
in the whole day.
So you're on the left, guy.
Yeah.
The guy in front of you looks not bad either. So what was your thought? So were you guys winning or losing here?
We were winning, and my thought process was basically get my feet moving and try to keep the lead.
Yeah, exactly. That's especially in team, right? You're no longer fencing for yourself. You're kind of fencing for the people behind you, which adds a really weird pressure. So, had you fenced this guy before?
No.
No, okay. So what's your thought process when you fence new people?
I basically do little threats around the hand and try to figure out how they react, and then go from there.
Yeah, that's a very good way. So let's watch. So, were you benched because like you had a bad bout in the beginning of the day, or?
No, I was just the weakest fencer in the team, so so I was benched like
Yeah, fair enough. Like, I suppose.
mandatorily.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. So far it looks right. So other than this, a lot of your feints. Oh man, a lot of your feints don't seem to have a lot of meaning, but it's also a team, so it's a different mentality. So let's just keep watching.
Yeah, there are a lot like get away from me. Yeah.
Like here, it seems like you're just panicking, right? He's pushing, and you're like, please leave me alone. But so the whole time, from the beginning, I feel like you haven't really gotten any real information. Right? You've gone kind of here. We don't really know anything. So you're doing 8, but why? You see a lot of your feints, they're like not even near his hand, they're still just above his bell guard. That was the first one. So you're fencing very so anyway, we'll go more into it. It's a pretty short bout, so we'll go more into it after. But so far, like you're fencing very scared. You're fencing to not get hit as opposed to kind of looking for a hit.
I go for like a quick like dying hit here.
There you go. Now you're fencing like a man. See, like this was amazing. If you did, like, you could do this on a retreat too, but like, look how like proactive you're being, right? Like, look, see there, now you got some real info. Now we know he kind of wants that 6 to trigger. See here, like, you freaked him out, so you're getting him off balance. Good, yeah. See, and see, now you're getting real info. From here, like, you already know this guy wants 6. And then you do another one pretty deep. Yeah, here, last second 8, he's standing up. Back into 6 again. So there, like, you need to, your feints need to have way more meaning. But obviously, like, when you're getting pushed, it's hard because obviously, like, people just shove you down. You're like, great, what do I do now? But you basically have like 1, 2, 3 attempts to really get something meaningful, because otherwise you're standing in the back and you are freaking out. Do you go for the foot at all?
Not really.
Okay.
I go more for the tie.
Like granted, you get the hit, which is fine. You're very like, you're just kind of giving ground without doing anything meaningful. Like, obviously he's your leader. Like, he has to catch up, so he'll make a mistake here and there. But overall, like, when you're getting pushed, you are not doing very much. Who's that? You're from Finland?
Yeah.
Finland. Have you fenced with Nico?
No, I actually haven't. He has been in Hungary, so I haven't had the chance.
But He has a very active defense. His distance control is also very good. He's also a bit taller, but we'll see if we can find some more active. Maybe Kura. Is there fencers you look up to that you really like watching?
Siklosi and Badene, I would say.
Okay. So we'll watch them both for a few moments after this.
Okay.
Like so Closey has one move that he does really well. Whenever he retreats, it's just to see if you're gonna get too close to attack you. And it's really scary. Unfortunate. Yeah, when you get put, so at first glance, right, your mentality when you're deciding to set something up, like you look like a completely different fencer from when you decide to just go back. Like try to bring that mentality from that first hit you got on this side. Bring that back as you're retreating. Like be that proactive. Like get into a distance from, like make him uncomfortable. Do you find that like when you lose it's because you get pushed a lot?
It honestly depends on the fencer. Some people get to push me really well, and some people just pick me apart from their side.
Yeah. So you gotta one of the nice things when you're pushing is like if you're uncomfortable, just leave. But I'm not sure where he hit you. Did he just flick you in the back?
He didn't flick me in the back. I think he just kind of
hit it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so as you're retreating, so this is one thing Siklos is real. As he's retreating, like from here, he would like go a little deep to go here, and then retreat again. Because neither of you are at a distance something can happen, but he's got momentum on you. So you need to find a way to stop that. So like get him to get too close. But now your idea of like him getting too close is you're just hovering at his bell guard. And it's not, like you're not, I can tell you're looking for information, but you're not getting anything meaningful. So we take those. Oh, you're panicking. Okay, so it's like it's really not bad. Like your footwork is solid. So let's go look at Siklosi. So I watched him like crazy when I was about to fence him in Paris. Like, see how when he retreats, there's always like something. There's always something come back. So let's watch this point from here. Retreat, try something. Right, so he's taking that distance back. Retreat, Park's obviously not going to get too close because as soon as that happens too close, he'll go in. And then eventually he triggers it off, which this is actually a really good hit. So why, like, so this is another one where we already have tempo. Wow. Right, so he got ahead. Oh, he actually hit the hand on the way in. Really nice. Okay, so let's keep going. See, like every time there's a retreat, like he wants to do something after it. Well, like he's fencing Park, so Park's obviously gonna. My God, this guy's fast. So a lot of it is retreating, and then just like one way. If this can help, like one way you need to at one point, especially at practice. Do you have anyone who pushes you a lot at practice?
Yeah.
So with that guy, you need to like practice, like it's okay to be pushed. It's gonna happen. But like you need to find. There's a timing that you can find where you can either trigger them to attack you, but at one point you need to decide that you're gonna do something, or else these people will keep pushing you, and it's gonna suck because and then you'll never improve on it. But when they push you, you need to start figuring ways out of it, and that's by putting yourself in those uncomfortable scenarios. Unfortunately, you're probably gonna lose a lot of bouts at first, but like you have about 3 to 4 chances till you get to the back. So give yourself 3 to 4 chances. But when you think an action's going to work, try it. And if it does work, great. Put it in your pocket. But if it doesn't work, you need to know why. And usually it's like, was I too close? Was my hand not doing anything? Or was he ready, right? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So let's see. Maybe I can find... Where's that? Alright, so when I was fencing him, I was very careful because, see, whenever he does that, he wants to go. Like, I knew he wanted to, like, it's retreat, see if I get too close, go, and eventually he decides to go. Thankfully, I got it. You see, I'm like, this is where he's very good. Like, I was freaking out. You see how I'm just backing up for free and he gets to just kind of pick a moment eventually? That's it. Okay. And you see, like, now I'm trying to push him back and he's just super ready. Let's see, there's one more I want to check. You see, I'm always, so here, like, I'm always staying at a distance where something can happen, right? This is pretty tempting for him. Let's see, and then I want to, this is another one. So if you're getting pushed too far, was it this one? Right, someone's pushing you. You can open a distance. So this is a trick you can try. So someone's pushing you fast. You retreat really big, right? Now it's huge. And then you try to be a bit more provocative on the way in. to set up a parry. Right, so we'll go back to here. So you can try this one. Hopefully that'll help you. You prefer parries or counterattacks?
Counterattacks.
Okay, so you can do that with counterattacks too. Streaming, so I'll go back to here, right? So, right, you're backing up and then closing the distance again, right? It's back up, close the distance again. So you back up and you close, but your intention is to go back and stop hit. Right, so someone's pushing you, you give them the distance, they're like, why is he doing that? And then they follow too close, you go in, they want to attack, you can then counterattack, or do counterattack, then parry. You can choose yours. But what I can also do is, they follow, then they follow too close, you can attack into that. So you can kind of choose your moments. And then a lot of that will come out of practice, where you're going to keep trying those moments, and then hopefully, at one point, it'll work out sooner than later. But yeah, like put yourself in uncomfortable scenarios, because obviously, like a lot of times at practice, like you know how to beat your friends and you have a lot of information, but you need to put yourself, keep practicing scenarios where you don't have a lot of information, you are uncomfortable, because you get to competitions, and competition is like the most uncomfortable thing ever until your nerves get away, and then you'll find ways to just keep applying the same scenarios you've been practicing over and over in your practice at the tournament. As opposed to showing up to the tournament and be like, man, I hope I figure this guy out faster than he does me. Let's see, do we have more videos?
Hi, Sam. Thanks for doing this again. This is great. So I was wondering, in Sokolowski's fencing, he fences pretty close distance. Am I getting that correct, or is he controlling the distance?
He fences close, but that's
Most of
because
his
he's
touches seem to
comfortable.
be with extensions.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like, because he's really close, he gets to do one tempo. Right, the fencing coach
Gotcha.
is
Okay.
really big on that, but like he's always close, but that's because like his parries are so good, and his control of that distance is so insanely good that it's really hard to punish. Like,
Do you think that's what hurt him at Olympics
a little bit.
with
But
Canon?
Canon
Because
is, like,
Canon, he
insanely
really likes
good.
opening the distance a lot.
Actually, you can probably watch.
Okay.
I have Tokyo bout somewhere. I will find them. Well, he's pretty close, right? Like he's always close, and it's super scary.
I
Except
noticed
that,
his
like, when he
opponent's
misses,
tip is
it's-
always right above his bell guard.
I have to.
Okay.
To me, like I stayed above his bell guard because he likes 8, and I thought his 6 wasn't that good, relatively speaking. So I was like, if I can dissuade him to start to take 8, at least he'll stop doing it. Right, like because if I put my tip high, right? Am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not. Okay.
No, we can't see your screen.
That's my bad. But so like, right, if I'm showing a high tip on someone who wants to take 8, it creates a lot of time for me to see it. But if I put my tip low, they kind of just get to take it. Right, so it's just kind of creating that little barrier where if I stay above him, at least I have a bit of a timing window where I can at least react or see it coming, as opposed to here where all I get to see is boom. By the time that's too late. So let's do a screen, and then here's how I kind of abused it, but not quite. So like on most, right, so on most people, I would get this hit, I feel. So yeah, I knew he was backing me up because he wanted to attack, so I wanted to see if I could call him out. We're basically at 1 tempo distance, not here anymore. Alright, so as soon as we left 1 tempo, like as soon as we left that distance for 1 tempo, I was like, I'm just gonna yeet myself at his foot. I didn't think I could hit it, and then look how balanced he is. Like most people, like I've already hit by now. and he just wraps my blade around my own neck. Then here I was able to abuse that he likes.
Parries are really tight as well. Like, I barely noticed that.
Super tight. And then here, like, I stole this from Kamada, but I know he likes 8, so I just went for a little flick. His parries are insanely tight. And see, this is where I believe, yeah. See, this is the same thing we're talking about with the our Finnish friend. Right, I'm pushing, and then I get back to a distance, push, and then eventually they kind of panic, and I'm able to get an arm hit. But then, like, he just runs me down like a degenerate. This was so scary. Where you see, like, unless he can go one tempo, he doesn't. Like, he started, and then he's like, nope. He got me close, and then he goes one tempo. And I think it was this. So this is the one time I almost got it on him. I was getting him to do 8, but then I was like, he's so fast with his tip. His parries are so tight that like he does right. So I put my blade low to get him to look down there, and then as soon as I saw that, I was like, maybe I can get through the 6. But he's so tight that I couldn't quite. Anyway, sorry, we went on a bit of tangent there. Any more questions? We have more bouts.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, here's what I got. Hopefully. The cannon's really good at going in and out to that one tempo zone. So it's really hard to read. So yeah, I stole that from him. So you see how, like, Kenan is really good at, like, all those approaches kind of look the same. There's an arm pump here and there, but then all of a sudden, like, big pull, flesh. One tempo, big pull. You see how now, like, they're just teetering as to where one like the close he could probably do it. It's so hard to read. He's really good at changing that distance while always looking the same. And he's also super unpredictable because he has this drawer pull that he pulls on a few people. Fuck, that was good. Probably the one time he did a step lunge. Oops, going back too much. Sorry to those with motion sickness. I want to go back to one of his ducks. But you see how there's like always like there's always kind of a rhythm that he sets, and it's so hard, like, but it always looks the same. Just like, you know, the arm pull's there. You're like, which hit is coming up? Oh, that's the one. Really good distance. All right. What does the public want to watch? Do we have any more? Do we have any more videos from people? From people's fencing? All right, so we'll watch Seth Kelsey then. Who knows who Seth Kelsey is? So Seth Kelsey was known for having just some of the shittier footwork in fencing, but this dude just always won. Here's another example of a guy who was just really comfortable being stupidly close. Oh, and he had a gut too. It was pretty funny. Where he was really dead. Like, this guy was so strong. My God, fencing him was a nightmare. Like, look how, like, beat homie, like, drops his weapon. I fenced Seth with my first snack ever, and I hit him in the knee really hard, and he got pissed, and then I lost.
How old was Seth when he went to Olympics?
Let's find out. So let's see. Seth Kelsey is currently 41. So he went all the way until 2012. So it's 10 years ago. So he would have been 31. 31 in his last one.
Oh, did he go multiple times?
Yeah, I believe he went. Yeah, he went 4, 2008, 2012. He was actually super dominant for a long time.
Okay, so he was on the team with oh, I'm forgetting his name. The Athens guy?
Athens guy.
Team USA.
Are you talking about Soren Thompson?
Yes, Soren Thompson. Yes.
Yeah. He was Soren Thompson and Cody Mattern. They were super dominant for a long time.
Has Epee ever had that thing like foil, where it's like the same 4 people for like 2 or 3 Olympic seasons?
Usually it depends on which weapon, but like for Epee, those 3 were dominant for like a very solid period of time. A lot of countries get that. It really depends. Nowadays, maybe not even. Oh, someone's echoing like crazy. Pilot, you're echoing like crazy. There you go.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, for Epee, I think like Venezuela obviously is like Lombardo domination forever. Yeah, this was like from 2004 to like 2012 until like they decided to retire. No one was even close to catching up except for like Ben Bratton. And then after that, Canada was on the same people for a long time as well.
That's pretty neat.
France used to have, yeah, France was, it depends on Italy's kind of like that right now too. There's a few very dominant ones, but fencing's evolved a lot over the years. So typically there's always some young blood coming after everyone. But I think it's also like from a team perspective, it really helps to have the same people on the team, just especially if they're gelling. So a lot of times, oh well, so. Because Seth Skelton wasn't like a long fencer, but he was really good at like his two tempo. Was like it's everything he did was so small that it would just be like boom boom. Wow, he smells blood. This is pretty smart. So if you're ever fencing a lefty French grip, and any of you guys do Septime ever, it's a wonderful hit. So you keep your blade high. And then you can pretty much just like sweep in on a bit of an angle downwards, and it's murderous. So from here in my mind, this bout's over. Like he's just keeping his arm up, and he's like, nope, 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 nope. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, the Hungarian core didn't change for a long time. Back when it was Bachko, was it Bachko, Imre, like Kulchar? There was another guy. There was a guy like I think Fikete, and oh yeah, Hungary didn't change for a while before. It's happening less and less. That was a really nice hand hit. So to me, this is Seth Kelsey sitting on his throne a little too much. He's getting too caught out. That was a really nice flush. So I think he got a little overcaught. How did he defend that? He just flicked it in. Do I top 10 or 5 best men's epee team right now? Do you mean like you want to know what my top 5 men's epee teams are right now? It's actually like really good at like basically anytime he's uncomfortable, he's just leaving. Also, his blade is dead straight. And someone in the Discord said this guy has a very light blade. Oh, it's a little bit low. My volume. Hold on. Let me bring it closer to my face. Is that better? Oh, I can make it louder here too. Hold on. On the YouTube I can. So hold on. Let me know if that's better. Oh, the best 5 countries? Yeah. We can go look on F. Like obviously the rankings don't mean everything. But let's have a look. Honestly, I think if Russia was still fencing, they would be a strong contender. Let's see. Like Russia, Russia would still be very strong. What do I think? Yeah. So my number 1, I still think. Is it the French? Yeah, it would be France. 2. Obviously, I could follow the rank. It's obviously gonna be similar to the rankings, but I think it's just based on tableau. I think second would be Russia. I think that's the top 5 right now. It always depends on the tableau, obviously. But then like basically but then like there's moments where like Ukraine pops off, Switzerland pops off, Korea pops off, which is surprising for Korea because like a lot of their fencers are like injured or like taking breaks. Maybe then we could do 6. I think that's how my top teams look right now. Obviously, this ranking begs to differ. Is Joshua, is the volume better? Wow, I'm really surprised this bout is so close. France, Japan, Ukraine. Really, you put Ukraine higher. Did anyone ever fence this? I never fenced this Rhea guy. Anyone in the chat ever fence this guy? Oh, he just missed. That's why I thought he got disarmed. Oh man, this guy looks monstrously annoying defense. All right, let's see. Do we got more? Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. I'll have to fix it for next time on the YouTube. It's okay. That's a good first try. I should have time for like one more bout. Do we have one more bout? Anybody? Let's see. Oh, that's a good one. You can watch. This one is a good one. We'll watch Kano and Lan, and we'll call it a day. Oh. Like Kano's like really on fire for the Japanese. The other, well, until Minobe got his second place at Worlds, he was on a bit of a drop off, and Yamada's just lost his top 16 spot, which is unfortunate. Kano like always goes to passivity for the first one. So like it's when you, oh man, fencing Kano is so annoying because all he does is just wave his blade and leave. But then as soon as you overcommit, you just, oh man, he's very hard to push. And then he knows he has the higher world ranking, so he just waits you out. And that's 2 yellow, so they have more red. Double. It's really hard to pick like a safe action on him. I haven't watched this one in its entirety, but I'm gonna guess is Lan's gonna try to push, and as soon as it gets a bit too close, Kano's just gonna raise his hand and flush in. Red's all around. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now he has to do something. Oof. This is where we're talking a 2 tempo, right? Here you need 1 tempo to get to the hand, or get to where something can happen. So on the 1 he beats, and on the 2 he hits. This is like, it's so hard. So when I was fencing, he kept doing that to me too. And I kept thinking it was something, but every time I would overread it, he would just do exactly that. It was actually a not so great bout. Oh wow. He tries to flick it in after too. So line being taller and French grip, he gets a bit more of a leeway. Boom, boom. So that was good. So checks the distance, like kind of checks with his hand. Boom, nice. Kano sleeping on the job. Yes, he's being very counter. I think after getting that one flesh, he's just like, he doesn't going to get caught again. Yeah. So this one sucks for Lan because he just wasn't ready for that. And it's a really uncharacteristic risk from one of the Japanese. Holy shit. flick to the ass. Miss. He's not doing anything in pure defense. It's all counter offense after that one flesh. If you're ever struggling against, specifically against French grips, so if you ever like wondering, 'cause a lot of times that you think you got a hit and then it winds up being a double, just make your just switch your focus from like trying to double back to just really keeping your intentions on the forward motion. Even if you're at the back of the piece, just keep your motion, your I guess your idea on the forward motion. Really nice. So this retreat here, but it's not actually a retreat. Holy cow. Fake retreat, go. Wow. Obviously, like, it's easy to criticize Lan, but he's down 4 points with a minute left, so we'll give him a break. So far, both times like Kano actually just went full defense, he gets absolutely mauled. This is interesting. So this is something that's relatively easily applicable. Right? It's the opposite game. You're just showing parries, big parry, direct. I was basically, Kano had like 2 brain farts where he went full defensive, and then after that it was purely counter. No problem, buddy. Alright. Do we have any more questions? Otherwise I'll have to call it here, because I do have adult stuff to do. Awesome, guys. Well, we'll call it there then. So thank you for watching, and then yeah, well, so next month I have to do the NAC and I have Canadian National, so hopefully I can hopefully I'll have more time to, I'll have to find one of those weeks to do it. So thank you for joining. If you have any questions, just post them in the chat and I'll still be hanging out during the day anyway. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
No problem.